Some houses remember the people who lived in them, some refuse to let them go. I thought I was alone when I stepped into that empty house, but then I heard my own name whispered from upstairs. It was a job I almost refused. An old man had called me, his voice shaky, asking if I could help clear out his late brother's house on the far edge of town. "It's been empty for years," he said. "I can't do it myself. Just be careful with what you find in there." The warning stuck with me. The house was on a quiet street, its paint peeled and faded to the color of old bones. The front gate creaked as I pushed it open, weeds brushing my legs. When I stepped inside, the air felt wrong, heavy, like the silence itself had weight. The living room was a time capsule, dust-covered furniture, faded curtains drawn tight against the daylight. I set down my bag and began boxing up old books and photo frames. The floor creaked under my feet, but it was the kind of sound you expect from an old house, until I heard it, a voice. It was faint, barely audible, coming from upstairs. "Hello," I froze. The old man had told me the house was empty. I was sure I'd locked the front door behind me. "Hello?" I called out. Silence. I told myself it was just the wind. Old houses have strange acoustics. Still, I found myself climbing the stairs. The hallway was narrow, lined with doors on each side. The air smelled faintly of mildew, but there was another scent underneath, something metallic, almost like blood. I reached the top step and heard it again. This time, the voice said my name, "Daniel. If you heard your own name whispered in an empty house, would you keep going? Or would you turn around and leave right then? Tell me in the comments, I want to know." My heart was pounding. I pushed open the first door. Inside was a bedroom empty except for a bed frame and a wardrobe. Dust motes drifted in the narrow beam of light from the window. The second room was the same bare walls, dust, silence. Then I reached the last door at the end of the hall. It was slightly open, just enough to see darkness beyond. I pushed it open and froze. The room was empty, completely empty, but I could hear two voices soft, whispering rapidly to each other as if they didn't want me to hear the words. I stepped forward, straining to listen. The whispers stopped. I reached for the light switch. The bulb flickered to life, casting long shadows along the walls. The room was bare except for a single chair in the center. I moved toward it, and the door slammed shut behind me. The sound was deafening in the small space. Then the voices started again, only this time they were right next to my ear. "You shouldn't be here." I spun around, but no one was there. I lunged for the door, yanking it open. The hallway was dark now, the light from downstairs gone. The stairs seemed longer than before. My footsteps echoed too loudly, like the house itself was amplifying them. Halfway down, I felt it cold fingers brushing the back of my neck. I didn't look back. I bolted for the front door, fumbling with the lock until it gave way. When I stumbled into the daylight, I didn't stop running until I reached my car. I never went back. A week later, I tried calling the old man who'd hired me, but the number was disconnected. When I drove past the house, it was gone, not boarded up, not torn down, gone. An empty lot stood in its place, overgrown with weeds. But sometimes when I walk past certain buildings at night, I hear those same whispers again, and they still know my name. If this story gave you chills, hit like and share it with someone who loves horror. And tell me, would you keep exploring an empty house if you heard your own name?